What's going on, guys? Dan Klein, Job Killing Thursday phone call Q&A. I'm going to kick the call off tonight with just maybe like a little bit of encouragement. A lot of cool stuff happening. See a lot of people in the group kicking butt, taking names. I just saw David post something about shooting for $30K a month to help pay off his parents' mortgage, which is freaking sweet. Brad and I have been kind of doing the same thing with our parents, so it definitely feels good to be able to help your parents out when you get to that point and when you can shoot for some of those goals. I know Brad supports kind of like both his mom and dad with doing work with us for job killing, and same thing over on my end. So very cool feeling to have, something to shoot for everyone in the group. But just to kind of talk about kind of what you see inside the Facebook group for a second. And by the way, if you're brand new, welcome to the call. You're going to hear some stuff that's going to confuse the shit out of you tonight, because we're going to talk about stuff from all over the board. So don't feel confused. Just know that you'll learn that in the coming weeks, and it will all make sense. But kind of just to talk on what you see inside the Facebook group, because, you know, everyone learns at a different pace. Everyone's working at a different pace. You know, everyone's got, you know, different markets and different variables to deal with. And I think sometimes, you know, when you get in there and you're brand new, you know, you want to go as fast as humanly possible, and we want that for you as well. But then you have fear kind of creeps into your mind too, and like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I have the money. I don't know if I have the time. I think I might be different than everyone else in this group. They seem so smart. Trust me, we're not. We're just regular people. We've just been doing this a couple of weeks, a couple of months, a couple of years longer than you, depending on, you know, who we're speaking about. And those things that, you know, creep into your mind, you know, will damage your work, and you'll put stuff on the back burner. And I think from day to day, like from my position, the stuff that I deal with is trying to help people see through the weeds of, or through the doubt or through the fear. And so, like, I wanted to just kind of open the call up just and talk about this just for a second before we start talking about anything else. But, you know, one thing I've been hearing a lot lately is I don't have the time. And I did not learn this from, I didn't make this up, but, you know, if you're working a full-time job, you know, sometimes it can seem like you don't have the time, or that's the excuse, or that's the feeling, or that's what you will tell yourself to not move yourself forward. And I was listening to a webinar recently with Grant Cardone, who, as you guys know, we like listening a lot to Grant because he's just kind of a kick-ass type of dude, and, you know, he's all about just moving forward, no excuses, and 10x, whatever you think, you know, whatever your income you want, 10x it. That's the income you should be shooting for. But one of the things that he said about time, because it's something I hear a lot on the phone calls when I'm first talking to people, I just don't know if I have the time. Now, these are people that are completely broke, you know, don't know if I have the time. He says, you know, look, let's just say you have kids and you have a wife or a husband, and you work a full-time 45-hour-a-week job. So that's 9 hours a day. You got the weekends free. It's all you really got. And he's like, let's just say you slept 6 to 8 hours a day. You know, right there's 14, 15, 16 hours. Let's just call it 15 hours, okay, just for round numbers there. So 15 hours a day, you are out of commission. You cannot do anything. And then he's like, look, if you spent two, and now I'm going to talk about this in a second, but if you spent 2 uninterrupted hours with your spouse or your kids, like, they would be sick of you at that point anyway. 2 uninterrupted hours. Okay, so now we went from 15 hours to 17 hours. Okay, so now we're left with 7 hours of time that we waste every day. That's not to mention the weekend, you know, where we have an additional, you know, 16, 17 hours. Okay, not that you're going to work every second, but what he's trying to explain in this is, like, really break down this whole issue of time. Really break down how busy you're really not, how much time you're wasting every day. Really think about that. If that's one of those things that creeps into your head and telling you why all these other people are you know, sprinting so fast ahead of you, you got all the time in the world. You have more time necessary than I believe is humanly needed for this business. to get it going. And I know sometimes it may not feel like that, but take that off of the plate. And anytime that creeps into your head, break down how much time you actually are spending, and you'll figure out really quickly where your priorities are, where you're prioritizing your time. Is it in front of the television? Is it on Facebook? A lot of people guilty, including myself. We spend a lot of time on Facebook. That's why you don't see Brad on Facebook, not because he doesn't like it or doesn't like anyone in the group, but prioritizes his time for working on the business. He's got a job to do. So again, I'm not saying work for the rest of your life, but when times are tough and money is tight and you're trying to get a business up and going, it's kind of whatever it takes. So don't let that creep into your mind as a reason, because your mind will tell you that's the reason you can't succeed, right? So that's one. Money's another one, man. This one is a biggie, okay? And this is something I was reading a book. I actually got on it's kind of cool, actually, because I don't really think of myself like this, but the guy wanted to talk to me. I thought that was kind of neat. This guy's called the $150 million man. This guy's done over $150 million in direct sales, and he got on Skype with me the other day. Just wanted to have a chat, see what we were doing, kind of heard through the grapevine. And actually had been reading his book. And anyway, he was just saying, he's like, one of the major things I've seen over the years, because he's like, I've been a part of a lot of great things, is one of the major things of why some people succeed at one thing, because it's the same information, right? Everyone's getting the same information. It's the same thing about content. It's the same limo niche. It's the same citations. It's the same PBN training. It's just, everything's the same. And you see some people really excelling and some people not. So what is it? And this is like, Brad and I sit and have conversations for hours about this. Like, how can we help more people succeed? Like, what is the X factor? What is it about these people that are killing it? And what is it about these people that aren't at that level yet? How do we fix that? And he said, from all the years of doing, working with people and helping people in from a skill set or opportunity standpoint where you're teaching them something, he said, people that have never owned businesses before generally quit 10 times faster than someone that's owned a business before. So think of yourself. If you've never owned a business, let that ring true in your head. Owning a business is no joke. You eat it, you breathe it, you live it. Okay? For those of you that maybe have came from the world where you've been an employee your entire life, remember, this shit ain't easy. I mean, the stuff you deal with on a day-to-day basis in business ain't easy. And I think a lot of people want everything. They're looking for the lottery ticket. And I can just tell you right now, it ain't going to be easy. It's going to be fun, and you're going to do some new stuff. But if this is your first go at your own business, not hawking someone else's stuff, not an MLM. I don't really consider that necessarily like your own business. I feel like you're more just a sales agent for someone else. But if this is your own first business where you do the negotiation, you're the creator of the product in a sense, you're doing the building of the site. I mean, you're doing everything. You're the service provider. You're all buck stop with you. One thing I can tell you is anytime things start to get tight, or money starts to get tight or whatever, remember that the person that's owned a business before you or is gonna succeed at 10 times because they won't give up. So just know that and let that help drive you. Don't be that person. Don't give up early. Don't give up early. Most brick and mortar businesses, I was consulting for a company out in New Jersey, media firm. And one of the owners is a CPA. And he was telling me, Dan, it's 3 years. 3 years to break even in a business, in a brick and mortar business. And and there's no guarantees of that either. Now, of course, we haven't even been around 3 years, and you see the success that's happened in this group. And that's what drives me every day when people try to give up on themselves, because I'm like, oh my gosh, you're so freaking close. You're so damn close. It's nothing more than what's in your head. And from being someone that actually owns a business, and I know there's several people on this call that have owned businesses, like you guys know what goes into it. I mean, shoot, I just did a window tint order, not this last one, with the one before. It was $22,000 for one window tint order. You stock the whole shop up. I was sick and tired of doing them every every month or every couple weeks, 22 grand. One order. And that's whatever. That's just running a business. But then we have cable. We have all those things just to show up every month, $5, $6, $10, $12,000, and that's a little small dinky business. So, and you know what?
Would you consider cutting in on that deal, maybe?
Yeah. But the one thing I want to kind of ring true to everyone is my local business, not my Windows business, but what we're teaching you in Job Clean makes that Windows tint business look like a freaking shame. It puts it to shame. And I have none of the overhead. I have none of the employees. I have none of the stuff. It's all the knowledge that I've gathered that we're training and we're sharing with you inside of the Job Killing program. Okay? So it frustrates me on one side, but also I understand as someone that's having to lead the ship here and someone that's having to help you guys, maybe some of you guys that have never been in business for yourself, or this is your first or second rodeo and you haven't been talked to like this or haven't been kind of instructed like this, that, listen, you're in the right place. This skill set is not going anywhere. Okay? And it's up to you to not give up on yourself and quit. Because there's way too much support in this group. There's way too much support in this group, and we actually do give a shit. I mean, I've been on Facebook all day just trying to help people in the group with questions and stuff like that, and Brad does the same thing every day as well, through email and stuff like that, even though no one's supposed to email us. But we still do it. But there's way too much support. Okay? If we have to link you up with another person in the area that you're weak, ask. Okay? But failure is not an option. Okay? The skill set works anywhere. In every city, every country, for the most part, this skill set is viable. Now, I want to talk about a couple things real quick. When you are challenged for money, okay, but you're long on time, then you need to take this skill set and you need to sell this as a service to a business. Okay? Let me repeat that. When you're short on money, but you're long on time, and that means you got a lot of time on your hands, but you're short on dough, you need to sell this skill set of being able to help a business with their online presence, and that could mean a lot of things. That could just mean helping them with their content. That could mean helping them with just, their citation. It could mean a lot of things. But you need to sell this business, or you need to sell this as a skill set. What do I mean by that? I mean, you need to make offers to people. You need to let people know what you're doing, okay? And yeah, for some people, that's not comfortable. But guess what? Neither is being freaking broke. And if you're okay with being broke and you're too scared and you got your tails between the legs to go offer people this new skill set that we're teaching you, that you see all these people crushing it, well, that's on you. Because I don't want to be broke worse than whatever it's going to take to not make me broke. I'll do whatever it takes, right? Whatever it takes. And so will Brad. Brad's getting up 4:45 in the morning. Whatever it takes to not go backwards in a business, right? And so I hear people that reach out to me, and I get it, and I understand that's why I'm in this position, because I don't listen to it, but I'll help you through it. But if you are struggling, if money is tight, I eat excuses for dinner. So please bring them, because I will destroy you with your excuses and put you in your place. And if you've done everything that we've laid out, and you're out there making offerings, and for whatever reason you're not getting traction, I'll freaking step up and help you myself. But don't come with an excuse of time, or I'm broke, or whatever, without putting in the time necessary to be successful. Yeah, I just watched the Kobe Bryant special. That guy is up in the middle of the night shooting hoops. Hours and hours and hours. They say he's the hardest worker ever. He's also one of the greatest players ever. It's like, at the end of the day, what do you really want? Is it a hobby or is this business? Treat it like a business, and it will pay you like a business. Treat it like a hobby, and it will cost you money. I promise you that. It's not that much money, but at the end of the day, this will cost money. Okay? Phone lines cost money. I know I've heard some people bitch about phone lines. They cost money, whether you buy them from us or whether you buy them from someone else. You're going to have little small expenses in this business. You got to suck it up because the money is there. You're seeing the people living in the group. So I want this. I know this isn't a beat up session, but more of a motivation to check yourself. If you're short on money, if you're short on time in your head, if you're short on whatever else, your belief level, check yourself and really ask yourself, am I doing the daily actions? Am I spending the time? And if you feel like you are and you're still struggling, please let me know. Because there's a lot of talented people in this group that would love to joint venture with you and work with you if you got some more time, because generally those people are now really, really busy from all the business that they're generating from the skill set that they learned. And they would love to partner with more people. And I think that's why you're seeing a lot of the people in the group start to really flourish, is they're finding people that have different skill sets and different abilities, and they're working all together. And I think that's going to be the strength of this group over time, is that you can do that if you feel like you're missing one piece of the puzzle or if you're scared on one side. But don't just do nothing is what I want to say. Anyway, good mindset stuff, good way to think, good way to just approach the day no matter what it is. Approach your day with a mentality of you have all the skills, you have the support, we're here to help. Whatever we can do to help you guys in your business. If you're struggling, let us know. But please, act and take this thing like a business, and we will teach you, and we will work with you, and we'll do what we can, help you with joint ventures, do what we physically can help to get you forward in your business. But don't, if you haven't owned a business before, don't quit on yourself is what I want to get through on this. Because quitting on yourself is just going to get you right back into that rat race, right back into that cycle. There's no quit. Okay, just put that in your mind. There's no quit. And I've talked about this before, but get your creed, whatever your creed is, the reason why you signed up for this. Get true on what your creed is, right? So often people lose where what they said that they wanted, right? And so we really, really, really want you to stay true to that creed. Whether it's I don't ever want to be working in this job. I'm sick and tired of my life. I can't stand this anymore. When any of that stuff creeps into your brain, just get back to that. Write that creed, post it somewhere, post it on your computer. Let it be a reminder that you look at every morning and every night. And I promise you, if it's true, if what you said is true, that you don't like to do this, or you don't want to go back to a job, or you want to be with your kids, or whatever it is, it will push you through those tough times when the fear, the doubt, all those things pop into your mind. And so that's just I think some good mindset stuff that has to be said, because Brad and I haven't really talked about it. We've done a lot of Q&A stuff on these calls for the last several weeks, and we really haven't touched on getting your mind right. And that's, gosh, that could be 90% of the battle right there. The schematics of what you're learning in the group. That means, shoot, I'm teaching my little daughter Jazzy. She's 6 years old. I'm teaching her what we're doing here. So that's the other 10%, right? I don't think any of this stuff's all that hard. It's the mindset of getting up and doing those actions.
What up, guys? Dan Klein. I want to take you through how we're going to get you set up in Weebly, kind of give you a lay of the land, and show you that there's really two different versions of Weebly. I'm going to tell you the one I want you to go ahead and get. So this is Weebly, Weebly.com. That's to the general public. Close that. And then I want you guys to check out designers.weebly.com. Okay. This is kind of a little secret backdoor to Weebly. It's the designer platform. It's not really spoken about much, but it's what I want you, initially at least, to build your business on. Hang tight. So go ahead and come in here. If you don't have a company name, you can just use your own name, Dan Klein. And then I've signed up for lots of these, so I got to put in like a bogus email here. So let me go ahead and sign up here. And sign up for free. Hopefully I'm not logged into any of my others. All right. Get rid of that. So I'm going to go ahead and log in. You guys can do the same. I just created an account. And what this is going to do is going to bring up this whole kind of Weebly we're going to call it the designer platform, or we're going to refer to it as the white label platform. So I want you to watch this video and really get the kind of understanding. The idea of us putting you on this platform is a couple different things. Number one, it allows you to keep this management system of your website kind of hidden, so people don't know you build your sites on Weebly. And that's going to be for some stuff we'll teach you in the future. Okay. Number two, it's going to allow you to basically not having to pay for multiple months up front. So if you go to the old Weebly, not the old, the front-facing consumer Weebly, you can pay for the Pro, the Starter, or the free version. The free version won't work for what we do. But what they don't tell you is that when you pay for this stuff, you got to pay for like a year up front, or you got to pay for 6 months up front. So what can happen is it can get really expensive when you're trying to build out multiple sites at once. On the designer platform, navigate back over here. The nice thing is it charges you month by month. Now it does cost you $7.99 per month, but this also doesn't charge you for 6 months up front. So you can get 6 sites going, for the price of what you could have got 1 site going for on the other platform. So that's what you're gonna first kind of get the lay of the land. That's what it's gonna look like. So once you get that set up first, I also want you to understand that that's the difference between the regular Weebly platform that you just go to and the designer platform is that you can pay month by month. And number two, you can hide that it's built on Weebly from some strategies I'm going to teach you in future videos. So go get that set up, and I'll see you on the next video. Okay, cool. So now that you guys have this set up, we're going to go ahead and add a client. So right here, go ahead and client name. If you want to just do, for now, you can just do Testerson. Doesn't matter. Client website title, you could just, again, call it whatever you want. And client ID, if you want to just number it, this is totally up to you. You could just call it client number 1, okay? Go ahead and create site. Give it a second as it loads, and it's going to basically build your entire site with the whole Weebly platform. So this is where we're going to start learning Weebly. Now, I will tell you, if you're not using the designer platform, the only thing different about the designer platform is this button up here and this. In the regular Weebly, if you happen to use this, or you've used it on other projects, or you've used Weebly before, this says publish, where on this it says preview. So with this, when I hit preview, like it's already kind of got the site like built out a little bit, right? So that's the biggest difference, is the preview button versus the publish. And if you ever want to link to that, if you wanted to show a client where you were at on a site, you could literally take this link right here and you could send it to them, and they could see where you're at if you were building a site out for a client per se, okay? But most of these sites we're going to be building out for ourselves, so it's not a huge deal, okay? Let's go. Let's keep going here. Okay, so in the next few videos, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of walk you through how you change your themes, okay? How you work with pages, okay? And when I recorded, Weebly made a little bit of a change. And so when I recorded those, I actually accidentally recorded them in the Weebly normal platform. So that preview button on my screen is going to say publish. Just disregard it, guys, in these other videos that you're going to see, the next 2 videos. I'm just trying to get you familiar. Everything else is the same other than these 2 buttons. And we'll cover these 2 buttons and all that stuff on future videos. So all I want you to do is go to the next video and start kind of learning how you use the pages and the themes and changing the backgrounds and all that different stuff that I'm going to show you. So in the next video, watch that stuff. And don't get distracted by the orange button saying something different on my screen. What's going on, guys? Dan Klein. We're going to get going here, start showing you all the bells and whistles of the Weebly designer platform. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So I'm going to go ahead and edit. This is going to jump me right into the site that I showed you on the last video. I went ahead and just remade it so there would be no confusion with the buttons. So I know I kind of harped on that during that, but it was just to buy me some time. But now I'm back. So let's just kind of go through what we gotta look at. This is the easiest platform in the world, guys. I've trained from 17-year-olds to freaking 80-year-olds how to use this thing, and that's a good thing because that means you don't have to be all that smart, but you do have to use some common sense. That's the one thing I will say. The common sense side of it is if you get hung up on something or if something moves and changes. At the time you're watching this video, Weebly is notorious for moving stuff around. And so if in this video you see maybe this gallery button in my screen is right here, but maybe it's here when you're watching the video on your screen, just understand they're constantly updating their platform. Number two, I want you to understand is that they do have a customer support. And underneath this video, or right here, you can go to it, support. I want you to use Weebly. Weebly is, not only do they have a fantastic place where you can go and get all this information and questions that you might have. Here's the designer platform. But they also have a call-in line. And when you become a paid member, I'm going to post the phone number, the 1-800 number, underneath this video. There's going to be a 100 number for Weebly support. But I want you guys to make sure you guys are utilizing the support that Weebly has. They're awesome. If you get hung up on something, if something's not making sense to you, make sure before hitting our group that you talk to the builders of this platform. Job Killing does not own Weebly, unfortunately. So go ahead and make sure you just reach out to them if you have any support issues, okay? So let's just jump in. Let's kind of give you the lay of the land. First, we got build. Anytime you want to get back to this home screen where you get all these things that you can build with, that's the build button. Pages, so anytime I want to add a new page, I don't want you adding blog pages. I don't like them. You can just use a standard page. It's better. So standard page, if I want a new page, let's say I want to do the About Us. Why don't you guys do this with me right now? About Us. And save it, okay? And let's say I want to add another page. I just hit that plus button. Let's say I want a service page, maybe. Who knows? I'm just kind of showing you how easy this is. And you'll notice they're just going right around the home screen right there. The cool thing is if, let's say I want these two, let's say I want the service to be right next to the home, I can just grab this and drag it up. Cool. Now let's just say I'm going to add another page, standard page, okay? Down here, if I don't want this page to hide in the navigation, or excuse me, if I want the page, so let's just say this is the, maybe this is a contact us page, but I don't necessarily want it in the navigation. I can make it, I can save it. Okay, there it is. I can click on it, and I can hide it. So now it's going to go away up there. Okay, maybe I want to just put it down in my footer down here, and I'll show you how to do that later. So this will give you a navigation menu. This is a new feature to Weebly, so let's just see what they mean by this. Make a navigational menu. So this is clicking the navigation menu, and your site's navigation will show a list of nested pages rather than display this page's content. Okay, so this I'll explain this in just 1 second. This would be perfect for the service page. Why? Maybe the service page, we don't want an actual page. So we want this as just the drop down. So I'll show you, watch. We're going to save that. Let's see here. Service. Good. We already made that. Okay, we're going to add a page. And let's just say we're going to do, let's say for this, we're going to do, I don't know, carpet cleaning. So what's a service of carpet cleaning? Maybe pet stains, right? Now, pet stains I want underneath my service, which I made a menu. So if I drag this up and then indent, there you go. Watch. There he goes. Now let's say we'll add another page. Standard page. Let's name this page upholstery cleaning, maybe. Save. There it is. Now I want that right there. Okay. Oh. Perfect. Now if I want this, oops. let's make sure we got this right. If you ever get hung up or if Weebly ever freezes on you from time to time, that'll happen. Just try to pop right out of the pages section and come back in. I don't think that moved, so let's go back. So here we are. So maybe if I want upholstery coming up first, pet staying second, I should probably capitalize, right? But very simple, guys. Like, look how quickly, this is the craziest thing too. Look how quickly we're like building just a nice looking site. I mean, most businesses don't have any of this stuff. I mean, they literally are, they never built any of this stuff. So I can preview this thing right now. And we kind of got, you know, we got a little bit of a site going. We got some pages built. We haven't put any content on them, but this is just you kind of building the structure of your site. Okay, so I want to just show you how easy that is on using pages. Now we'll come back here. Now, that's a build page. Always comes back to all of our main features. Pages page, if I want to add some pages to my site. Now we're going to go over to the theme. Picking a theme. So all you need to do is click on theme and change theme. I want you to stay away from the background and the fonts and stuff like that. And this is one cool thing about Weebly. Weebly is always updating their themes. These are professional, I mean, high-level designers that are building these themes. So you can hold your head very high when you publish one of these themes. Now, for many of you guys, you'll have this like preconceived notion that, sorry about that. A lot of people have some preconceived notions that because it's built on Weebly that I shouldn't be able to charge large dollar amounts. Let me make a couple things incredibly clear. Whether you design on Weebly or Wix or WordPress or Joomla or any platform, and most web designers, you have to understand, they're using someone else's template that they're building and putting the design elements into. So I'm not ever going to ask you guys to become designers, but I also want you to hold your head high and know that you can charge very good money for being able to put these together. Even though you're not a quote-unquote coding HTML or whatever. Okay, that's the biggest crock of BS that people put in their brain that, well, because it's so easy to build, I shouldn't be able to charge good money. Listen, if it was so easy and it was so known out in the general public, then these business owners wouldn't be out there naked online with no website. You know, so anyway, so up here again, this most likely Weebly changes this look and feel. They're constantly adding new themes to it over time, but you can kind of look through different ones, business and online stores and personal events, and they kind of categorize them for you. You know, so just understand that you could literally come here and pick whatever one you want to use. So for the sake of you know, for the sake of this video, I'm just going to randomly choose one, and we'll build around that, and I want to show you how easy you can switch between. So let's for the sake of this, let's just choose this. Okay, I'm going to choose this theme. Okay, now I want to show you something. If we go right back to themes real quick, you guys can go along with me on this. Okay, let's go to change theme. I want you to notice what happened, and I want to point something out to you. Okay, so we'll go back down to Lucent. It gives you a little bit about it. It's responsive. So what does that mean? That means it's mobile tablet friendly. So every phone, everything. That's a big deal in this day and age. Guys, you guys alone could take and change someone's current website. I'm going to teach you how to do this and charge good money to do this and get people mobile and tablet responsive sites right through Weebly, and you can completely change around what they currently have online. And I'm gonna show you how to do that in some future videos. It's an easy way to get quick cash coming in, just knowing how to change someone's current setup to a mobile responsive site. Well, this one is very easy. Kind of tells you a little bit about the framework. I love this theme. Let's go ahead and choose it. Okay, so in the next video, I'm gonna go and we're gonna actually start tricking this thing out. Again, I'm just trying to get you used to how this all works. So we have build, we have pages, we have theme. For now, let's leave these two alone, and then also kind of see what this looks like on a mobile phone. Bam, pretty awesome, guys. Okay. So when I go ahead, I'll hit preview, just kind of get a look on it live. We're live online. I could actually send this to a business owner right now. I could cut that and email that link out, and I could actually put up a site live right this second, send it over to maybe a business owner that doesn't have anything, and wow them. But going into the next videos, we're going to start building this thing out. See you then. Okay, cool. So now that we kind of have you guys kind of getting used to this whole Weebly platform, and you're kind of getting the idea of how you add pages and how you change the theme if you want to change it. And by the way, you can change the theme at any time. So if in mid, you know, as you're just getting started, if you're like, I think I want to go to this one, you can hit there, kind of read what it's about, responsive, full width header, blah, 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 choose theme, and I could literally go, and this will just rebuild it for me, done. So that's as easy it is to give your maybe your client, if you're going to do a website for them or whoever, you can literally change everything with one click. I'm going to stick with, and I think you guys should too, personally. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to stick with this Lucent one. This thing has always just crushed it for me. I don't want that. I'm going to stick with this. I want you to go ahead and I want you to turn this text off. We're actually probably going to go as a logo. I'm going to show you that in future videos, but for now, just turn it off. I don't want anything indexing. And now I'm going to show you how to start laying this thing out. So it says choose a layout, right? So you could do this. If you hit choose layout, it's got some like pre-designed layouts, believe it or not. So if you like one that you want to use, you surely could do that. So it can kind of show you how their pro designers have actually made out. Like, so if you had like a meet the team page, for instance, or service page or what have you. Now, I will kind of just tell you that people can get like overly analytical on this stuff and really jack themselves up. I'm going to show you the method that I've used seriously from day one for now going on 8 years that I want you guys to use. And if you choose not to use it, that's on you. But the first thing that I do is I'll go into my pages, and I'm not a big header guy. Okay, so I'm not big. I'm not saying I don't have sites that have them, but there's something to me about just the minimalistic feel of just no header. And I'm gonna show you what it looks like. So I just go into pages. I'm gonna click on home, and this is where you can decide what you're gonna have. Is it a title page, a splash page, a landing page? And you can mess with these. It's just gonna change it right there for you. So you can do a small header. That's not bad. I can show you some tricks. I actually will show you some tricks on that. Short header's not bad. No header. Here's what a no header looks like. Just white. I've done very well with that with the phone number right above here. Okay. Let's just keep looking at them. Landing page is going to go like to a gray, I think. Yeah, so this gives it a little bit different. This isn't bad. This will work really good, and we can use a clickable phone number, and I'll teach you how we're going to do that next. The landing page isn't horrible. Splash page is going to be a little bit probably not the right design unless we need to change our background out, obviously. And then the title page. So kind of similar to the other one, the small header. Again, not bad, not horrible. I don't mind this. I think it's nice that it's not just taken up by some huge picture. But again, guys, I'm going to leave this up to you. I've went all different directions with it. For the time being, let's just do a short header. Actually, let's do a landing page. Okay, cool. I like that. And then let's hit preview. So I just have that, guys, on the home page. Okay. Now, if I want to change the service page, I have to click on the service page, and I can go to a no header. And that's pretty common. Oftentimes, is like the main page will have like maybe something big at the top, but totally up to you guys. But you can I want you to know that every page that you guys build, you can literally change what the look and feel is of it. Okay, so I want, no header. Boom. Okay, so easy stuff. Okay, so that's how we build pages and kind of mess around with them a little bit. Perfect. So now I'm going to go to the home page. So I'm going to click on home, and I'm going to show you how I build out pretty much every one of my pages. So if I'm going to start building here, and I want to start kind of putting text and pictures and cool stuff on this canvas, where do I need to go? I got to go to build. Don't forget that. If you ever were like, where's my stuff? Always go to build. It's kind of like the very first button, build. I want you to drag over the title. There we go. I want you to drag over some text. It's going to go right under. See how that blue line? If I go to the side of it, it would go over here. If I go above it, the blue line's going to go. I want to go below it. Put that text in there. Great. Okay, and then what I want you to do is I want you to grab contact form, and I want the contact form to go over here. See that little blue line that it's giving me? That's going to basically make it so it's going to go and split the page in two. Okay, so basically I've created a little bit, and I can grab this and I can go like that, or I can grab this and I can go like that. Make sure you don't chop off your stuff. But I'm just giving you guys the kind of the basic feel of what a site's going to look like, okay? I can preview this. So here's what the preview's starting to look like. Not much yet, right? I haven't typed in anything on my title. So I want you to go over here. Great. I know for some of you guys that are advanced, you're rolling your eyes at me right now, but honestly, you know, if it's your first time building a Weebly site, I want to show the ease of use of it too. It's like, it's very easy, right? I'm going to pause for 1 second. All right, so I went ahead and just grabbed some just filler text. This is just going to be filler. It's just like a Latin. So you guys can kind of see the layout, how this is starting to kind of come together. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right. So now we kind of like started to build a site in a lot of senses. I want to show you a couple other tricks of the trade as you get used to Weebly. Here's the other big one we're going to be using a lot, which is the image. Now let's say I want an image right there up in here. So if I want the text to wrap, I just drag the image, and when it makes that blue little square, it means I'm in the actual text. So watch. Boom. And now if I want whatever image I want there, let's just upload an image. I'll search for one. Let's just search for I don't know. This is Weebly's little search. Okay. So I have no idea what some of these are. I want free photos, so I'm just going to grab a free photo for the sake of this. Just kind of showing you. Now, whoa, now I got this photo in there, right? And it's huge. So I go down, and I'm going to grab the very resize button here, and I'm just dragging with my mouse to the size I want. So maybe I want it like that. Okay. Preview. Let's take a look. Cool. So I've kind of got this site now kind of rolling together. Maybe I want to add, maybe I'm going to come down here. And again, this is an exercise to get you used to this Weebly platform, because this is all brand new to you. Okay, so I'm just dragging down 3 pictures. Cool. So now I got these 3 pictures. Let's just kind of, I hit upload. If I want to upload from my computer, I can do that. Okay. I want to do some pictures from my computer. Let's just do this. I just have some images we can just use for the sake of this. So here's image number 1. We'll do this image number 2. And we'll do image number 3. Oh, give me something good. There we go. There we go. Now, see, this one's a little bit smaller. So, you know, I can try to make it, but just the dimensions were a little bit smaller. Okay, so I can move these. If I want to move it out, I can move it out. Now I moved that one to the middle, and this moved. If I want to resize, I can resize. Guys, endless options. No longer do you have to be this, you know, this genius of code in order to size your pictures perfectly. It can be done right like that for you. Preview. Awesome. Looking good. So hopefully you're kind of following along with me here and kind of trying some of this stuff out. In the next videos, we're going to get a little bit more, I guess, down and dirty. We're going to start picking out our first niche. But before we do that, I'm probably going to show you a couple more tricks of the trade as it pertains to this contact form and how we edit that. So the next video, we're going to be working on the contact form, how to edit all that out, and how to take that and copy that up across multiple pages and set that up correctly. All right, we'll see you in the next video. All right, what I wanted to do in this video was just quickly go over the contact form, because it's almost, and you're going to see this as I click on it, It almost needs to have a little training of it, so it's super easy to use. As you saw, all I did was I pulled it over contact form, right? When I actually click on the contact form, you're going to notice this all changed, right? So now this is actually the building of the contact form. And so for every niche you're going to see in everything that we do, we want to have as many different ways for people to get in contact and submit a lead to our business. Now, the funny thing is many business owners will say, oh, I don't want that ugly form on my site. What they don't understand is these are responsible for hundreds of thousands of leads, because this is what end consumers want. They want ways to get in touch that you don't have to go to a contact page to fill out a form to get a quote, okay? I want to show you how to build it. So right now we have name, we have email, we have comment. I don't want comment, okay? So let's go ahead and click there. We're going to delete that. All right. I'm going to bring over phone number. So we'll put phone number. So that's pretty good. And then depending on what specifically you guys want on your form, you can pick and choose, and you guys can kind of mess with this stuff a little bit, right? So for instance, if we wanted to, let's just say have a checkbox, right? So in this case, let's just say we're going to do carpet cleaning, right? So we'll do services needed. Let's see here. So great options. I'm just making this up as I go. Upholstery cleaning. Pet stain removal. And option 3 is air duct cleaning. If you want to add more, you can add more options right there. Great. Boom. Great. Click on out of that. Save. Okay, cool. So I've kind of created this cool little form, right? It's got like some pretty cool additions to it. You can move this stuff around. Remember, you got to click into it. If I wanted to maybe I wanted to move this stuff down to the bottom, I can drag it underneath, move that. I can drag that. If I wanted maybe just a blank form, I can do a short text box. How soon I can make it required or not required. Okay. I can save it. I can preview it. So in a matter of minutes, we've built a form. Now, what I want to show you guys before we start jumping into our niche selection and building this out, and I want you, hopefully you guys have kind of done this along with me, so you can kind of get used to Weebly. We'll talk about this, adding this stuff in some of the other videos, adding this and changing the background, whatever. But I want you guys to basically see that this stuff's not that difficult, but I also want you to know some kind of, we'll call them hacks, that are really designed around this. Pretty much every one of the pages of your site, I like having this kind of basic look and feel. Text on this side. I know some people say, hey, I want the contact form on this side. Well, Google reads left to right. So the first thing they're going to start reading is a contact form. So as much as people say, well, Dan, but on the mobile phone, the contact form's all the way down here. Well, guess what? When they're on a mobile phone, I don't really want them filling out a form anyway. I want them they're going to be calling my phone number that I'm going to have advertised right there, clicking to call. We're going to teach you how to do that in just a second, okay? But I'm not interested in forms on mobile as much as I am for them to just call right now, okay? So, again, to each your own, but I would like you to do it, kind of have this kind of same kind of flow. And as you do more of these guys, you're going to get your own swagger of how you guys want to do it, okay? But I want to show you one thing. So we just built, remember I showed you how to build all these pages in earlier videos, but I don't want you to have to go build a form on every time you build one of these new pages. And that's exactly what you did to do. You'd actually have to lay out the page just like I did if you built a new page. But Weebly's got a really cool feature, okay? First thing I want you to do is go to pages, go to home, go back to your home page. Okay? And I want you to make sure form options that it's coming. You can name it, whatever. So if this was your carpet cleaning site, I want you to make sure that this form is set up exactly to your liking in total. So I want, maybe if you're going to send all your leads to yourself right now, you're going to have to do that. If in the future you're going to send them to a business owner, you're going to have to come back in and edit this part of the form. The confirmation, I want you to, for now, we're going to make a page. Okay, so we're going to make a quick page, and it's going to be called, it's a standard page, and it's going to be called thank you. Okay, just save that for now. Don't worry too much about it. And I want you to click on that. Also want you to make the visibility, oops, excuse me, not the visibility. I want to hide it. I don't want the general public to see it. So let's go back to my home page. I can click to home right there. So I've got this form. I got right now I got my form. I've got it named. I got it confirmation. I want you to click on that, and I want you to link that to a standard page. Which page? Thank you. Okay, great, done. I want you to make sure you hit save. So our form is pretty good. I want to do one last thing to it. Oops, sorry, click out. I want this submit button. I want you to say center it, and there you go. Boom. Okay, now I want you to go to pages, and I want you to go to all your pages, and if you built any out, let's delete them. I know, delete. You're going to see why in just a second. I'm going to make your life so much easier. Delete. Other than thank you, you're going to keep the thank you page, all right? Delete. Yes, delete it. Upholstery cleaning. I'm going to delete it. Boom. Delete. Cool. So at this point, I have a home page and a hidden thank you page. So you're only going to see, right now, you should only see home up there. Okay. Now we haven't started a niche. We're not going to necessarily go into carpet cleaning, but basically you got a pretty dialed in home page that I'm going to use now as your template. Okay. Home, copy. Okay. Move this up. This now is going to be your, we can call it, you're going to rename it. Let's rename it. We're going to call this our About Us. Cool. Great. Everything's the same as the home page. Okay. Now we're going to go home, copy. Boom. Maybe this is our services page now. Great. Let's go back. Home. We'll do one more. Contact us. We got home, service, about us. We'll do contact us. We got home page, copy. There it is. Make this. And we're going to do, click into it, rename it, contact us. Okay, why did I just do this? Why did I delete all those pages I built before? Well, because now every one of these pages, I'm actually clicking between these pages. As you can see, they're all the same. And instead of having to relay out every site, now all I got to do is I just got to come in here and replace the images, or obviously replace the text, or but I don't have to rebuild this contact form on every page. And if your site ends up having tons and tons of pages, it makes it really nice that you can take one page, the home page, when you first build the home page, and you can copy it across multiple. So in the next video, what's going to happen is we're going to start training you about niching, and you're actually going to watch some really, because it's like now you've kind of got, like, you've built this kind of basic site, right? And now it's time to kind of jump into your niche. Last thing before we do that, I want to teach you one last thing. Hit the theme button. I want you to change the background because we probably don't want this background, okay? At the very bottom down here, you're going to see change image. Okay, now you might not know what you're going into, but you know, a white background is just fine. If you can find a white background. I think they have one in here. But you can change your background image right under there. And so I want you to go ahead and do that before you kind of get going. I'm not going to use this background. I'm just showing you what it looks like. Save it. And I can save it to one page, all pages, what have you, okay? So you kind of see what I'm doing here. I can change this background image to be what I want. This site's looking good. Okay? Whatever, right? Doesn't mean you're going into carpet cleaning. Don't fall into that trap. I have to give you guys something. Okay? And I might even put a click to call here. Let's button text 555 555 5555. Cool. And in future videos, I'm going to show you how to link up the text. So let's just take a look at what we've built. We'll get you into niche selection. Oh wait, we didn't get that dialed yet. We lost our button. Oops. 555 555 555. Get that centered. Button style. I can change that a little bit. Go there. Big. Cool. Preview. Let's see if we got our button. I gotta link this thing up. Let's link this thing. Hang tight. All right, so go ahead and get link. Oops. Let's go back. You can link this to a phone number if you want to do a phone number there, and you could type in the phone number there. Boom. Okay. It's cool. And then that's mobile. Should be showing up. I think on the desktop until you go live, I don't think this is going to show. But that's a clickable from a mobile phone. If they click that, it's going to call the phone number. Okay. So looking good, guys. We're going to get you guys into niching. We're going to, you guys kind of have this whole thing kind of built. Now it's just about going in, and we're going to teach you about filling in the right types of text, all that good stuff. And you're going to learn up and pick up little tricks of the trade as we go. Again, your site might not look exactly like this. In the next videos, my site's actually going to look a little bit different, I believe, just depending on which theme I choose. But remember, guys, this is easy stuff. Easy stuff. I want to change the theme right now. I could literally go in here and say, you know what? I'm not feeling that theme. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to go with, this theme. And voila, I just changed it. Not that I like it, I'm just saying it ain't hard to change, so don't get worried what theme I'm using. It's not, there's no right or wrong. Just make sure it's responsive, guys. That's the biggest thing that I want you guys to make sure is it's responsive, and that it's easy for someone that lands on the site. It's just kind of right down and dirty. Just right to exactly what you need. Responsive, choose theme, boom. Another look, just another look and feel, okay? Theme, I could do this all day long. I'm just showing you guys. I want you guys to mess around with this, get comfortable with it, okay? Get comfortable with changing up the theme. Here we go. Responsive, great, choose theme. Boom, ugh, misery. It looks good for this guy's website, this clown here. So, but look, man, cool to be online that quickly, man. If you've never been online before, congratulations, you just freaking got online with next to nothing. And we'll start dialing you into niching next.